Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome into day 4. Hopefully, I'm going to do a quick check to make sure sound is good. I think we fixed the problem last time. I don't know, I just did a reset on my phone. When in doubt, unplug, right? So that's basically what I did. I'm just going to check it really quick. Yes, it works. Okay, perfect. Hopefully, you guys will all find me and you got your emails this morning. We are doing a project today that I think you could really recreate with any stamp set. I am using a stamp set that unfortunately is currently unavailable. The problem with this whole thing is that I had set up Christmas in July to go along with our online exclusives because it was largely holiday focused. So I'm like, oh, I'll have all these new things. And even though, you know, some of it might sell out, I can expect pretty much everything to go. So, but the good news is the Trekking Along bundle, which we're going to feature Saturday, I know for sure, and I think on Sunday as well. That should be in stock again next week, so I will keep you posted on that. The stamp set that I'm using today is actually going to be the focus of my July card club. It's not releasing until later in the month. I am going to release it early before the stamp set's actually available, but I wanted to show you the cards today because you can totally recreate this card with any little leaf stamp that you have. But I wanted to show you my card club class so that if you do like it, I will let you know as soon as that stamp set is available, which will be toward, I think it's the week of July 31st that it's expected. That way you can order the stamp set right away if you'd like it. So I wanted to show you that. And then, what else is missing? So I think that's it. So I apologize for all of the delays with some of the product and stuff, but we're still gonna plug along and give you some fun ideas to use for really quick holiday cards. And like I said, you can use them with any sort of stamp set that you have. So it looks like you guys are all joining me. Hello, my friends. Hello, Phyllis, Scylla, Cheryl, Lisa. Look at you all. I'm so excited you're here. It's funny, it is very toasty today, and I just left my office because I'm like, it feels so hot in here. And then I went out, and it's actually really, really hot out there, and actually pretty comfortable in here, but now I'm having a hot flash again, you guys. It is hot in here. So I am going to go ahead and start by showing you today's card, and I'll show you the projects that I created for Card Club. And the other cool thing I wanted to tell, I know it's 100, I wouldn't believe it, it's like feels like 105. And like I said yesterday, my studio is upstairs in an old house, and so it's almost like attic-like. So it's really steamy up here. I mean, I have the air conditioner, but an air conditioner can only do so much when it's like attic quality full heat. So yeah, it's a little bit toasty, so hopefully I can keep myself hydrated enough to be okay here. But I wanted to show you these cards because I love them, for one. They have a couple of different techniques, so that will be part of Stamp Club at the end of the month. Like I said, when the stamp set comes available, I will kind of launch it just before that. But it's also a free tutorial as part of my July Shore Club magazine. So I mentioned it yesterday in my email that I do a monthly membership, and it's a digital magazine. It's about 16 pages. It includes exclusive tutorials. It has crafter interviews. It has product spotlights. It has all sorts of fun stuff. And I just decided that as part of Shore Club, so those of you that are in Shore Club, I sent an email to give you guys a heads up first, but I am going to start doing these week-long video series as part of my Shore Club membership. So in that Facebook group every month, we will have a different theme for the week, and that will be our Shore Club video series. So if you decide you want to join us in Shore Club, you'll obviously get the digital magazine every month. You'll get the July one, which will include the cards I'm going to show you today as the PDF tutorial, and then you'll also get the week-long video series every month too. So let's go ahead and turn this around and I will show you what we're talking about. Don't mind my messy desk. Let me make sure I can get this kind of straight, hopefully, and centered. All right. Whoop. Oh good, I'm not worried about the noise today because I could not shut it off today. It is way too hot. But I am worried that I might pass out because it's not really as strong as I need it to be today because it is hot up here. All right, so these are the cards that I'm talking about. So these are the cards that I designed. These are not These are not mass production quality, you guys. These are kind of cards for the A-list people. But I would, like I said, this is my card club for later in the month. I will launch it to my email list probably next week so that I can get the kits done and stuff, and you'll be able to order the stamp set like right when it goes live again, because I don't want it to disappear on you. But it is featuring this really cute So Very Merry stamp set. Again, it is not available right now. It should be available the week of July 31st. So I'm going to launch this class next week so that I can get registrations, get everything set up. But I would recommend you order the stamp set right away if you like this one, because it's a good one. Plus you can earn $5 coupons on your orders. So for every 50 you spend, you get bonus days, which is $5 to spend next month. So this is the card. These are the cards, I should say. So this is this one. It's a little fun fold. We have the cute little Peace and Joy. And then we have this cute one. So this was like a stained glass coloring on vellum technique. And then there's this one. Again, these are not cards that you'd want to make for everybody. And then every time I do a card club, I always do a finished project that is a bonus card. So you would make 2 of each of these as part of that card class. Again, opening next week. And then I would prep and cut the kits for you. For those, you just need the stamp set and like the markers. And then I always make a 5th design that I make 1 of that's finished that I include in the package. So that's what I'm going to show you. This one I think is pretty mass producible. The only thing I would probably change, 2 things, is I would probably just make this a regular banner, not a stitched banner, because that means you have to die cut. And what's one of my rules for mass producing? No die cutting, right? And then I also would probably not do the bow, or if I did, which I probably wouldn't do it at all, but if I did, I would probably just tie it and glue dot it on rather than wrapping it. But this is actually the card that I'm making for the thank you card for my card club this month. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, I would totally do this as a mass produced card. That's a 4 1/4 by 11 inch, and I scored it 5 1/2 to get my card base. You'll notice that I did not emboss this. I wanted to. So on the original, I wanted to emboss this so badly. But I'm like, no, I do have to mass produce these to some extent. I usually only have to make like 20 or so. But I don't want to run this through the die cutting machine 20 times. Just like I probably typically wouldn't do this as a mass producing thing, but I'm going to do it because I love you and I'm really appreciative of you guys taking my class. So I did not change that, but I would if I was mass producing for my holiday cards and I'm making 50 or 60 or what have you. I have a very hard time, you guys, keeping things simple. It's just not my forte. I love all the things. I love all my fun toys, so I like to play with those. And sometimes I run into trouble by doing that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take some basic black twine. Again, I would skip this component as well if I was mass producing, but the basic layout of this card is so duplicatable. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Thank you, Linda. All right, and I'm going to tie a little bow. I do like to tie a knot typically first. I do find that when you tie a knot first, you may need a little glue dot to hold your bow in the position you want it to, because it tends to like flop over the knot. All right, so I probably cut way too much twine for this, but better too much than too little. All right, so I'm going to just kind of shrink this down a little bit. I don't want it quite that big. And actually, this bow is sitting pretty nicely, so I might not even need to glue dot it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, and then I'm going to attach this to the card with some dimensionals. Now, dimensionals are actually pretty cost effective, you guys. I mean, you get 300 plus the little sheets because you get 3 sheets of this. So sometimes this is a really good and fast way to adhere elements to your projects when you're mass producing. You don't go through as much adhesive as you would if you're using the tape runner. And the only problem is you end up with these all over the place. But it's okay. It's a sign of a good crafting day. All right, so I'm going to just attach this kind of off to the side here. Okay, so that's the base of that. Now I wanted to use the stamp set, but I didn't. All right, so this was my thinking behind this. So I've used all the other images for the most part in this stamp set, other than the bell. And so I wanted to use something that would require minimal coloring, because again, we don't want to do a lot of coloring when we are mass producing, but I wanted something that had a little bit of interest. So I basically created my own designer series paper, just using, whoops, I already pulled it out, just using one ink color though. So it's really simple. And then of course I had to color just a little bit because I wanted to kind of pop off those berries. So all I did was colored the little berries, which is super fast and something you could do while you're like sitting and watching TV of some sort, right? So it's not like I can't, it's funny, I love to color and I do like to sit and watch TV and color, but our living room is really, really dark, even with the lights on. So I can't do like super detailed coloring. Like I wouldn't be able to do this in my living room because it's just not enough good quality light. But this I can totally do. It's just super simple berry coloring, so there we go. And so I'm just kind of stamping randomly and making sure that I stamp some off the paper because that makes it look a little bit more like a printed pattern. Oops, and I just stuck both fingers in the green ink, so I'm going to wipe them on my pants. I am wearing nice black leggings today, so my favorite crafting attire. And then I'm just going to quickly take the dark real red Stampin' Blends and color any of these berries in. I also, you'll notice, I cut this panel down. I mean, I could have left it the big 4 by 5 1/4, right? But that's going to increase the amount of coloring I needed to do. So I cut down the panel that I'm stamping and coloring to a 3 by 4 because it's a much more manageable size for both the stamping part of it and the coloring part of it. And keep in mind, if you're going to do a card that has like a lot of stamping like this, not a lot, but I mean it's got repetitive stamping like this, so you're going to have to do it multiple times on each project, then you'll want to make sure you have that re-inker, because as we talked about earlier this week, we want to make sure we have consistent coloring on those. Alright, I am going to do half regular adhesive because it overlaps this panel here that was already popped up, and then half with dimensionals, so it will even out the panels. And then I'm just going to attach that here. I didn't tuck it under the ribbon, I just kind of lined it up with the edge. There we go. And then the last step for this one is just to stamp the sentiment. So I'm going to take my Memento Black, and I love this sentiment, "'Tis the season to be jolly." So we're going to go ahead and stamp this. Now this sentiment just screams to me to be colored in 2 different colors, like maybe black and do the jolly in red, or green or something. But again, when we're mass producing, we don't want to do those kinds of techniques because it will take way too long and make you crazy. Trust me. Ask me how I know these things, right? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. There we go. Perfect. Move this ink out of the way. I did pop this up as well. You could leave it flat. I actually might leave it flat. Oh, I think I popped it because if I do it flat, I don't know, I guess the ribbon doesn't really get in the way. It's a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. It's faster, so we'll do this. Plus it's thinner. We don't want to make them too thick because then you're going to end up having to pay more postage. And stamp prices, I believe, already went up over the weekend, so we don't need to make them any pricier, right? There we go. So that will keep it kind of nice and minimal postage. And then with this card class, they're getting these sparkle gems. So even though in the past, this week, I've been using the diamonds because they're a little less expensive and you get more bang for your buck. These I'm going to use, this one I'm going to use these because if you do the my card club this month, which will open next week, later this week, no, next week, you'll get the sparkle gems as part of that kit. So there you have it. Super simple. Put that together really fast and easy, and I think it's pretty cute, and I think people will love getting that one, but it doesn't like break the bank in terms of time or effort for creating another project. So there you have it. There is today's quick and simple card. And then of course we have these stepped up ones that are for our A-list. This will again be in my emails next week. You can see the registration for that next week. And if you want the tutorial for all of my card clubs, you can join Shore Club, and that's part of that every single month. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow. Unfortunately, it will be pre-recorded because I am working tomorrow. I picked up an extra shift, so I will not be here live. But I won't be here live Friday or Saturday because I'm working both days, but I will be here live on Sunday. So make sure you're signed up for my emails so you'll get those PDF tutorials and the videos delivered to your inbox right away in the morning, and then we will catch up again on Sunday. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.